You just got word that you lost the pitch. The pitch was to your ideal client. You were perfectly suited for this business, but they chose someone else. Now what? Hey there, it's Jody Sutter of the Sutter Company, and it's Just Ask Jody. It's that time when I take a question from an agency around an issue they're having with business development, and I'll answer that question in 4 minutes or less. And the question today is, at what point should we re-engage a client that we pitched, but that we didn't win? So the short and maybe glib answer is that you re-engage them right away, or at the very least, you develop a plan for re-engaging them right away. But there are a couple of big assumptions that I'm making. So let me talk about those, and maybe it will turn out to be a slightly longer answer. Hopefully it'll still be less than 4 minutes. So the two assumptions are, number one, that this client, after this pitch, that you would say, if I asked you, does this client still fit solidly within your ideal client profile? And if the answer is yes, that is probably the most important reason to continue to engage them. The second assumption would be, how did you perform in the pitch? And the answers, the vast majority of the time, your answer is going to be, we did really well. There's no reason why we shouldn't have won this. So unless you performed really badly, unless you did something egregiously bad during the pitch and you burned some bridges, well, maybe that may be a reason not to engage them. But let's make the assumption that you performed well, you showed up well, and this client is still within your ideal client profile. Then yes, you definitely want to re-engage them. Now the question is when. And I don't know if I have a definite answer for that, but I think a lot of it's going to depend on the circumstances. But I would do it probably sooner rather than later. And as I said, at least come up with that plan for engaging them. Now, the one thing I think you also want to do is you want to check yourself and ask yourself if you are delaying re-engagement because you're waiting for the right timing, or are you delaying re-engagement because you feel a little injured and it just kind of feels sucky to go back? In that case, I would try not to allow personal disappointment to get in the way. Take a step back, maybe even talk to your colleagues, reacquaint yourself with the fact that you probably demonstrated a lot of value, and then go back with a sense of confidence to re-engage them. Now, also understanding that you want to keep yourself top of mind, but know that they're probably not going to be making another decision around hiring you or another agency in the future for, it could be 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. But one thing that does sometimes happen, it's rare, but I've seen this happen a number of times in my career, is that the marketer may realize that they actually didn't make the right choice. And so by staying in touch with that client, you put yourself in a position where you are going to be considered if that unfortunate situation happens where the client realizes, we didn't make the right choice, but this other agency has been steadily building a relationship with us. We feel like we trust them. We feel like they already know us. It's going to be really easy to transfer the business from the agency that was not the right choice to the agency that clearly was. That's it for this Just Ask Jody. If you've got a question you'd like me to answer on another Just Ask Jody in the future, you can email that to me at jody@thesuttercompany.com, and I'll see you next time.